Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing all right. Today has been significantly less hectic than it was earlier this week, which is appreciated oh so greatly. And hopefully, we won't end today on a losing streak like we did last time, because that was not fun for anyone involved, namely me. You know, hello. Hello. How are you? Pause that on up. And we're gonna get the game going. Oh, we're not gonna get the game going, because first, I noticed this little doodad that I was interested to check out. This upset me greatly because yesterday they put out a trailer for this teaser trailer coming out today. So not really a fan of that. Personally. As a big man.
Crypto.
What?
Home. Take me home.
Oh. That's Lex.
Superman.
Oh. What is happening? I don't know how I feel about that. I does not knows. Cause like it seemed like they had a lot going on in there. So I'm not sure if they're like trying to do too much with it or something. Pyre. That's what I'm opening. Oh. Been yawning a bunch today though. Very strange. Pretty sure I slept okay. Don't know what's going on. Deo. Diddle 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 diddle. Deo. The Book of Rites. Orlek, he has changed. Scarce resembles now the one with whom we traveled then. I'm afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he has been through all these years. Reader, as you can see, Orlek and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. Need some time to look at how all this affects our plan. Reader, Orlek is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp. A doleful tale. Wilfred shall tell you more of him in due time, and of that I have no doubt. For now, it seems that stars beseech you once again outside. Not breach you. Single star. Oh, is it time for the... Oh. That's not... The withdrawn? I think I'm okay with that. It is time for deliberation, right? Once more then, onto the fall of Salim. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all such opportunities the stars present, so much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet grow strong enough that we shall sway the people toward our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciences, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. The never-ending wars with the High-Wing remnants, passing of more sentences of exile than ever before, or increasingly more dubious causes. The burning of books, the outlawing of literacy, these are corruptions of teachings of the scribes. Together we shall prove it soon enough. Wilfred, sir, what of Orlek? Wilfred says nothing in response at first, but then... Orlek appears to have his own agenda now. We shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let's all rest up a bit, if possible. This night, we fly at break of dawn. Tizo seems despondent following the confrontation with Orlek. Tizo is filled with mixed emotions at having seen Orlek again. Like Wilfred, he thought for sure that Orlek had perished long ago. Tizo is angry that Orlek acted so unfriendly with everyone. Then the little imp looks at you with sadness in his eyes, but says no more. He skitters up into the rafters. Sorry, Tizo. Continue our journey. Away we sail to the northern stars. Well, we're far away this time. You sense Bertrude shall gain favor with the scribes if you land here. Or, since Judariel shall gain favor with the scribes if you land here. Judariel it is. Landed amid the old masonry of Mount Alodia, at whose summit awaits the liberation rite. Thus begins our third ascent to the fall of Salim. My agents in the Commonwealth report our plan is proceeding. Let us strive again to liberate one of our own and raise its chances. But who? But who to do? I'm gonna do a first practice challenge. Seems to be a way to practice conducting the rites without all of the pressures of the real thing. Certainly, reader. This is why I'm here. See you in that blasted book in just a moment. My beyonders shall be waiting. Sandra appears and looks upon your fellow exiles. Welcome to the practice rites. You are fortunate your reader summoned you, as you could use a little discipline. Now come forth, and let us see how capable you are. No enlightenment is awarded. You may train here with your fellow exiles as much as you wish, or press start to return to the wagon at any time. Alright. This... Let's bring you... And let's bring you. You are ready then, Nightwings. Grasp the orb and we shall train with you. Oh. Oh. What? Oh, no bounty here. Yeah. Nice. Oh, almost. Nice. I disagree. Oh, I didn't have the energy to jump. That's unfortunate. Suck it. These are definitely not the same caliber that I'll be up against. Yeah. Oh. Yikes. Okay, sorry. Maybe you are. Oh. See, this is how it goes. I get up. Need to practice right. Laxalis. And then I choke at the end. I fumble the bag. I probably get too overconfident. Vision returns as the effects of the bond crystal dissipate. Time seems to have stood still while you experience the vision. Beyonders. Check 50 different pages in the Book of Rites. To call the Beyonders a triumvirate is to stain the other's efforts, yet I am beholden to describe them here. A pack of bandits loosely organized under the Sisters of the Ark. They traveled all this way into my land to take the Horned One's life, to kill my friend Muir. We thwarted them. We had them at our mercy. Mercy had become imperative to Muir. We spared their lives but banished them to the darkness far beyond these lands. Now and forever, the Beyonders cling to a beholden duty to confront the true triumvirates, whenever they so choose, so that whenever the true triumvirates clash, it shall be to their fullest extent. Interesting. Some time to spare after having landed, you joined Jadariel on a brief expedition to the monument of Haub the Swallow.
I wonder if you scribes are listening at all, much less to one such as I, who never held much faith in any of you. Perhaps I ought to be more open-minded. Not here to ask you your favor then, but to apologize, for I was certain your long time since passed, and I was wrong.
Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. Return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Haub the Swallow has shown you favor. You shall soon begin your ascent, though there is time as yet to pursue your vocations. Oh boy, quickness for Jadariel. I think this will be the ending of this vocation. Knowledge you approached. Oh. Glimpse of knowledge you approached just then called back at you to stop and go no further, not to press too forcefully against the outer limits of your understanding. But what you recognize shall have to be the final time inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within. Look up to see the lone minstrel there. You had not noticed him. He looks up at you with his strange eyes, a color not unlike the bindings of the book, and he smiles at you, faintly. The moment passes, and he turns to go about his business. He leaves you there. You realize you are clutching the Book of Rites to your chest. You manage to pull away. Dario seems to be fidgeting with her horns.
Bless those wretched things, reader. Have you any inkling of as to how unwieldy they become with age? I long for the days when the wound in my leg was chief among my bodily concerns.
Best letter speaker mind, I think. Remain silent, sensing that Jadariel was not seeking a specific response from you in this case. She soon continues.
Suppose there's no way to know for certain the experience of having horns other than to sprout them for oneself. 10 years or so into my stay within the blasted place, I first felt protrusions from my skull. They remained hidden by my hair for quite some time, but I knew that would not last. We all heard much of the demons in the Commonwealth. Sinners rightfully exiled would assume their rightful form. Thus, when my horn started to sprout, I took it as an indication that perhaps this was indeed the fate that I deserved.
Falcon was doing an Atlas move. To what Atlas move are you referring to? She trails off for a while.
Know somewhat better now. Anybody of our kind left down here long enough and left alive becomes like this. Something in the climate? Difficult to say.
East 10 Proud Nordics? What is that? Hold on. East 10 Proud Nordics? What is this?
Proud Nordics announced. Significantly upgraded East 10 Nordics due out in 2025 in Japan. Featuring a new story. Okay. Hold the what? Now what is this? Qualcomm has announced East X Proud Nordics, a significantly upgraded version of East 10 Nordics, featuring a new story, new setting, and numerous new elements. It will launch in 2025 in Japan. Platforms were not announced. It does feel weird for them, unless. So it depends on how extreme they're going with this. So featuring a new story. Only been 2 years? What's only been 2 years? Because this just came out like a couple months ago. So that'll be a year. Oh, since the release in Japan. Gotcha. Ah, yeah, I did not think about that part. Why not call it a DLC? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Depending on if it's featuring a new story, new setting, and numerous new elements. So if this is like basically a new game, like what I can't think of. I don't think East has done it at all. But if it's just like, I guess an example. What if it's just New Island? Well, I don't know all that much about 10 yet because I've been trying to avoid it for spoilers and stuff. So I don't know too much about it just yet. But so my thought process right now is, what if East 10 Nordics is just like East Chronicles? And so East 1 is East 10 Nordics, and then East 2 is East 10 Proud Nordics. I completely agree with what you're saying. If that is the case, it does feel very, very strange. Significantly upgraded, and like upgraded version also is confusing to me. It's a massive island located to the north. Visit the island and encounter countless ruins or explored lands. What happened on the island? This feels kind of spoilery. In actions, with plenty of additional content, including new bosses, mana ride races, and arena battles where formidable foes await. That's it. It is definitely PR speak. It is sounding like a DLC. So is Proud Nordics going to just be 10 plus DLC and maybe some upgraded graphics or something because of the upgraded version? Or what is it actually going to be? This is an incredibly confusing announcement. My Japanese is not up to snuff to be able to understand what any of this says. People are angry because they just bought the game, even though, yeah,
Oh, yeah. I completely understand that. This is just super confusing on a number of levels because, like, the release just happened. So it would make sense for it to be a DLC situation, right? That's what makes the most sense. But the way this announcement is coming across, it leads too much to be like, oh, it could be something else. It could be like I don't even know. This is just weird. I'm gonna translate this. Open from here. There is lens. There we go. Translate. Oh, it just says East 10 Proud Nordic. Oh, okay. Oh, Isu. Isu? Isu in Japanese. Katakana, yeah. Isu X. I was trying to figure out what the X was, but it's just an X for the Roman numeral. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. This is a very, very confusing post. Like, I have no idea what their thought process is with that and what they're actually going to end up doing with it, because it's weird and confusing. And I feel like I would be upset too, especially if I just also got the limited edition. But I guess in a sense, I'm fortunately in a position where it's like I'm okay to just wait because I didn't buy into that or anything yet. I did not get it yet. So like this doesn't hit me in the same way that it does for other people, like you've said, and rightfully so. So I get to just kind of like sit on the sidelines and wait and see how it shakes out and what it all means. So either sales or something else. Is that in like why you think they're doing it, to try and increase the sales potentially? I don't know what, because also thinking about development time, having an announcement basically a year-ish after something came out, or they not say it's a DLC and instead just a brand new game. There's so many different elements at play here with it, because another route that I think it could be going is a translation error, where they're saying like, oh, this is a like upgraded version of it, when it's more like, oh, this is a way to enhance the experience of it or something like that. So it didn't quite come across right. Is one thing I'm kind of thinking. If this is just the new content packaged together with the base game, then I'm mixed on the decision. What? You're mixed in what way? Atlas has been doing this for years and people don't like it. Yes. Yeah. I understand that.
So like one of the potential things, if it's just the new content packed together with the base game, I think that is like potentially the best outcome, assuming so like if this is just DLC and this proud version, you buy that and you get the DLC with the base version, then that's okay to me at the moment if you can still get the DLC for a reasonable price when you have the base game currently. And especially if the people that got like the limited... Man, what is going on? I got a bunch of acid reflux today. So like people getting the limited edition and like the highest tier of whatever version that was available, if they get the DLC, like basically a season pass more or less, then that's like best case scenario, I think, from this announcement. If it's something where it's like, oh yeah, you bought Persona 4, but you didn't get Persona 4 Golden, and so if you want to get Persona 4 Golden experience, you'd have to buy a whole other game. That's ridiculous. Especially 2 years after it came out. And I'm even more curious what they could have like added into it, unless this was planned before launch. Because that's a wild turnaround, unless it ends up being like nothing content-wise, in which case that's also kind of upsetting. So there's a number of ways that this could go very poorly, and I'm hoping it's none of those, because that does sound pretty awful, and I don't like it either. But at the moment, that announcement is kind of confusing to me. So I'm not sure what it actually is going to be. If it works, then I'm worried. Yes, I completely understand and agree with that. I wouldn't want them to go Atlas route either. I don't think they have the ability to, like, the backing to go Atlas routes, unless they're doing way better in Japan than we have any idea about, which would be interesting data to look at as well. But yeah, I don't know. Granted, it does give me a little bit more time to be like, okay, maybe outcome sales are better here. Interesting. Very interesting. Then they definitely don't have the backing like Atlas does, for sure, easily. They're nowhere close to that level to be able to be doing something like that, unless they're trying to do something like that to like make up for it. I don't know. This is just a weird announcement that can speculate a bunch of ways. I don't know. A disease of sorts, but not a deadly one. If anything, the opposite. If we live long enough, then we live longer still like this, extending thus our sentence into exile. Sure, Atlas does it, but I'll give them credit in the new stuff is pretty good. Yeah. They definitely add to it. Is it still worth buying a full other copy of the game? If you played Persona 4 in its entirety, and then you need to get a full other game just to get through Persona 4 Golden, and then go through the whole game again. I thoroughly enjoyed Persona 4 Golden and getting the true ending and all of that. I don't know if I would have gone through it again if I had already played Persona 4. Even though it was
like you said, to their credit, phenomenal. So it's a weird situation. And the East games, they're truly phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to playing through a bunch of them again. So, if this new content is endgame stuff, I'd have to play it again. That means rushing the game, and I don't like. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a whole bunch of question marks. I'm fully expecting that the backlash to it, hopefully it isn't too negative. There was a Reddit post about their announcement. And the first couple comments are basically echoing exactly what we said here. This re-release in a couple years with more content and better quality of life support trend for JRPGs needs to die. Ooh, that's a good point. This trend is keeping me away from Metaphor for the time being, Metaphor Refantasio, because Atlas does that a lot. That's a good... Didn't think about that, but that's good thought process. Because Atlas do be doing that. Ah, here's a good promoted comment. Experts say that Samsung OLED is awesome, and we agree. Good to know. I'm looking through this Reddit post, and I keep on expecting to see Mystery Synergy as one of the one of the posts on here. Not in like a negative way or anything. It's just like because we're talking about it, and a lot of these share our exact sentiments. So, or maybe Noxlin. That'd be funny. Reddit ain't for you. It totally fair, understandable. The vast majority of my interactions with Reddit are exactly like this. I'll be searching something, and there will be a forum post, and so I'll sift through some of the forum posts and be like, okay, what's actually going on here? Ooh. Platforms not announced, which we saw, but this person was commented saying, I assume this is because of the Switch 2. That's an interesting take as well. That could be like, hey, this is them trying to upgrade it on or push it onto newer hardware and stuff. I don't regret purchasing the game on release because otherwise it would mean a flop for the developers and layoffs, etc. I don't want the normal base East 10 to flop, but I do want East 10 Proud Nordics to flop. Interessante. Sometimes I think, me too, Zariel. These horns are here to symbolize my sins. Surely they are going to recede if ever I return. It's a very messy situation, and like with just about everything on the whole planet, the way that it was communicated is the biggest failure of this. Because if they had just gone through and laid out exactly what it is, rather than trying to like do this jazzy buzzword PR speak nonsense, then who it would have just gone over so much differently, because there wouldn't be 10 levels of different speculation that's currently happening. And so it could have just made it a lot more clear and gotten more accurate feedback about what's happening. Unless, this is potentially worse and underhanded, but they're releasing it in such a like weird, cryptic way, not explaining exactly what their plan is to do, because they're trying to look at the response from the community and then cater what this release is going to be based on that response. That would be a normal Pyre stream, but it's me, East 10 News. I don't mind East 10 News. I don't mind any sort of news. Well, that's not true. If it's like gaming news related, I am good to look at it and be like, what's up with this? Especially East News. I really like East News. East News is fun to me. East is great. 2025 isn't for East 10, it's for Trails of the Sky first chapter. But are those different branches of Falcom? Or are they all under like... Because I don't know as much about the Falcom studio structure. Is it kind of like, I guess back in the day now, I don't know why, what's the... Arcane Austin and Arcane Paris, I think? Somewhere in France, I think, if I'm remembering right. But the multiple Arcane studios, how like they're all Arcane, but like what is that game? Pyre. I knew it was another like four-letter word starting with P, but my brain just kept on saying Pyre. Pyre was Arcane Austin, I believe. Same with Redfall. And then like Dishonored and everything else is Arcane in France. It's a remake of the first game in the Trail series. Ooh, that'll be fun. That sounds good. It'd be big for Falcom. I doubt that would be enough to be like putting Falcom more on the map, though. It's the first simultaneous release for the company. The Proud Nordics and the Trails remake. Those two being the simultaneous releases. Just the Trails remake. What do you mean by simultaneous release then? Oh, Japan and Western release lined up. Okay. That'll be cool. It being a remake probably helps out with that, because most of the like translation stuff, work like that, is probably ideally already done, so it can be a little bit more synchronized in that sense. Curiouser and curiouser. Falcom news is gonna be interesting this coming year. I don't know why I'm like already thinking that's 2025. On nights when these damned horns prevent my sleep, my thoughts inevitably stray to that hopeless idea. Naive hope, which never leaves, despite prolonged attempts to rid myself of it. Horns are not worth the trouble, reader. She nods wryly as she heads out into the afternoon. Too bad the collector's edition is only from limited run games. Any other company would have done, at least the standard edition is not limited run. Interesting. Why would they... That's weird. It's a weird... I could spell Trails of the Sky remake. Well, I guess first chapter I should. First chapter. Gung Ho is doing publishing, that's why. The old Exceed president is now over at Gung Ho, and a bunch of the old guard followed suit. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, what's this? All right. Continue on our journey. Shall gain favor from the scribes along this route. Since Pamitha shall gain favor. Let's do Gilman. Gotta keep an eye on the Falcom socials and stuff. See what they're up to. While traversing the great heights on the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Yomir Manymane, and Sir Gilman happens to take notice. He's an exile self-imposed, still worthy of your blessing, O good scribes. This night most certainly hopes so. His compatriots so yearn to once again be free that this knight's heart goes out to each of them. Please help him to help them. Soon, you and he are finished paying their respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Yomir Manymane has shown you favor. +2 presence for Sir Gilman? That means like nothing. His presence is so tiny. It's not incredibly helpful. You and your companions arrive again at the Scribe's Gate, before an archway carved of stone. I've seen the backlash to Intergalactic? No? I don't even recognize Intergalactic. Game. Oh, yes. Yes. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of an element of it, at least, primarily focused on the trailer and the apparent main character. But based on this Forbes article, you're betting a flop? I thought it looked really interesting from what it teased at a showing of. Jeez. I don't even want to be like reading a bunch of these comments. Yeah. And they immediately disabled comments on the trailer. Who is this? Yeah. Yeah, immediately disabling comments is not a good look, but also like the internet needs to stop. It's just so dumb. Like it just reminds me of all of the very stupid people that like redid and improved, fixed Aloy when some of her character models were shown, or like her trailers were shown for the New Horizons or whatever, the second installment. Just dumb.
Shall we, reader?
Minstrel leads you toward his counterpart, who seems unsurprised to see you all approach.
Exiles of the Nightwings. And you again, Tariq? Then are tired of these games that want to put politics and too much diversity in their games. No. I don't think that's it. I think the internet, that most of the complaints are, that's a woman and I don't want to have sex with her, so why is she being made the focus? That's more of the vibe that I get. I agree that there are some games where it feels like they try and be a little too, like, it's almost toxic inclusivity. Right. Not saying they can't be in the game, but gamers don't want to be preached to. Right. Which I think is kind of in line with what the comment I was working on making. Where it, like, there is a point where it gets to be too much, and it gets to be preachy, and it gets to be like, so like, it gets to be so defensive of everything and trying to be inclusive of everything that it is ultimately missing the mark entirely. From the comments that I saw, you're wrong about that mystery. There are a lot of comments about the way the character looks and the fact that she's a woman, or not a male character, and specifically not a white male character. So that is the majority of the reaction that I saw from that article I was just looking at, and then also from the comments that I saw on, I think, IGN's trailer when I was looking at it, which maybe they got moderated some. What about Witcher 4 then? So Witcher 4 is a white female character, and also it is an established female character. So it is not like them trying to bring in something new and introduce an entirely new, like, if they did Witcher 4 and had some completely unknown white female Witcher as the main character, I feel like that would have had a similar level of backlash. And not to mention the fact that there are already a lot of comments that I've heard about Witcher 4's trailer where they are upset with how Ciri looks in it. Specifically about how she looks, and they made her less attractive, and they made her, like,
like more masculine, I guess, more muscular, because she's training and hunting monsters and beating them up. So it makes sense, and she's a lot older than the child that she was, I believe, in the third game. But yeah, people are upset about Ciri also, for sure. I feel like in that case, though, there is a lot more fanfare and hype about it because it is Witcher related, and because it's CD Projekt Red, and because people are invested in that franchise and that story and that company, especially after the like 180, not 180, but the turnaround that Cyberpunk had with the horrible launch, but then it got a little bit better, so people are more willing to get back on board, and everyone was all about The Witcher, so it definitely helps that it is established and that it is a franchise and not especially an established character within that franchise already. That would be my response to what about Witcher 4. Granted, I have my own qualms with the Intergalactic trailer. There's a lot of like questionable things. One, the gratuitous amounts of product placement. One of my friends, he was watching the Game Awards, and then went in later to watch that trailer, to check the comments, to be like, oh, was anyone else kind of like, oh, why is there so much product placement? Noticed immediately the overwhelming, because he has some like extension or something that allows him to see the dislikes. So he's like, oh, I can see all of these dislikes and how massive the bar is compared to the likes. That's wild. Are people that upset about the product placement? And then started going through some of the comments, and he was like, oh. Because that product placement was a lot and in your face a bunch. So that, I didn't like that as much. The trailer was really long for a whole bunch of not really much of what the game really was at all. So I didn't like that element of it either. The person that the main character was talking to on the intercom thing, the whole animation that they were doing, that looked very broken. It does kind of take me out. It breaks my immersion a little bit. And then I saw a few other people talking about this too, but when you have like a well-known established actor, the mark that the bounty hunter was going after, I forget the actor's name, but he's in like Silicon Valley and Eternals and a bunch of other stuff. Seeing his face pop up, that like pulled me out a little bit, because like, oh, it's just hunting someone that I know of and stuff. So like, would like to see them bring some more, because there's plenty of actors out there, I'm sure. In my mind, why can't they make that the design of the character that cuts off character designs? Make what the design of the character? Sorry, I was rambling for a while there. Speaking of rambling, I'll get some water. Like, if that MC was the design and people don't like it, what design will work? I don't think there's a problem with that design personally. I think that design is totally fine. The way that character looks and how they set them up. It's just it's probably a situation where it's a vocal minority of the internet, but it's still a massively vocal portion of it.
that just hates on it because it's not a character that is female presenting that they want to have sex with, and so they're upset about it. It's like, if it's going to be a main character, then it's got to be like Laura Croft or something like that, because those triangle boobs are where it's at. I do agree a bit. I feel like a lot of more recent media has been going, how did you word it? It was like the girl boss stuff. Well, maybe not girl boss stuff, but like the I don't know how to word it exactly, but like the character where it's just like pissed at the world woman, like a woman who's pissed at the world and is just gonna like punch her way out of every situation kind of thing. I do agree that that is, as a starting point, a very like overdone character at this point, so I would like to see some other facets. I agree with that element of it. But there were too many comments about like just appearance related stuff. It is girl boss stuff, making female characters do what men can. That's unrealistic, and they are praised. It's more of like girl boss in my brain has a different definition, so I was trying to like define it differently, I suppose, or qualify it differently. And it's not always unrealistic. The ending of She-Hulk was pretty bad. I enjoyed the first like bit of it, but then it went downhill pretty quickly, unfortunately. Especially the very ending of it. That was a dumb ending. I mean, I haven't looked too much into She-Hulk stuff, but from what I understand, that is very She-Hulk. If She-Hulk, like She-Hulk being written in a modern timeline, that fits. But greetings, Celeste. Aye, we have returned. Stars shine darkly these past nights. Nothing more than a portent of your arrival, is it? Likely nothing more. Now, they are ready for you. Then come forth, each of you in turn. Please state your name and what it is you seek while crossing Scribe's Gate. Wait. You.
She points to Bertrude.
You are new amongst this group. You shall go first. We'll just have to see when it flops. Devs are wrong again, gamers are correct, wallets were voted with, etc. I don't know if it'll flop because it has Naughty Dog's name behind it. So that'll definitely have a number of people buying in. I'm curious to see like more of what the game actually is. That I think is going to be more telling than anything of how well it will do. But yes, as always, the most important thing for anyone is to just continue to vote with your wallet as far as this element is concerned, like gaming and any sort of like a media. Yep, exactly. Forspoken looked great, but then it came out, and so we gotta wait quite a while, I think, at this point to be like, okay, what actually is this game? What does it actually look like? What is it actually going to entail? Because it could have that same level of banter. Intergalactic could have that same level of banter that they did in the trailer throughout the rest of the game, and that alone, I think, will at least turn me off of it, and I'm sure a number of other people.
Maybe if it's in the same quarter as Okami. If it's in the same year, if it's staggered enough, it could do all right. But yes, if it's in the same quarter, then totally it's cooked.
Please, do as she asks, Bertrude, madam.
We are known throughout the downside as Big Bertrude. We follow Sandalwood, for we are fond of him. He led us into exile, and he shall lead us out.
The Gate Guardian acknowledges her and motions for the rest of you to proceed. Everyone does so as before, including you. Once you all have declared yourselves, she regards you all for another moment and beckons you toward the top.
The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Thank you, Celeste. Until the summit, Tariq.
Alright. It's time for a liberation rite.
What's my plan for Christmas dinner? Pizza.
Probably pizza, honestly. Well, maybe not honestly. It'll probably be something a bit more than pizza, but at the moment, it's not going to be anything too extravagant. I am... What, you don't like pizza? Come on. Pizza's great. So part of that, though, is that I'm going to be moving. Get stuffing. I'm going to be moving, like, mid-January, so there's a whole bunch of, like, boxes and packing and things that are happening, like, right off camera right over there. So it's also just, like, a bunch of getting ready for that. So not a whole lot of time or budget or etc. Yeah, it's gonna be new. It's gonna take a little bit, but I'm looking forward to it a whole bunch. It's gonna be a brand new internet provider too, which is apparently a local place that I have zero experience with. I don't even know the name of it yet, but it's set up with the new apartment that I'm getting. It's all like established and all of those. Oh, that's something that I would like to do. I would like to have my vinyls like displayed, and right now they're just kind of like on a shelf off to the side. The record player is right back there, and I don't even remember the last time it even got used. So that's one of the things that I'm massively looking forward to with the new place, is getting that set up in a better spot, in a better style, in a better place, because that'd be cool. I'm definitely going to be experimenting a bit with, like I said, it's going to be a work in progress for a while. Of first little bit, it's going to be like nothing going on, and then I might build some stuff out behind me, not like it, readjust. It's gonna be a whole thing, for sure. But yeah, that's also part of the reason why streams are gonna be extra wonky over the next few weeks. Play the East Origin vinyl when you get to the new place. Hey, that's a great idea. I'm gonna have to do that. That'll be a good way to break it in, for sure. Hey, welcome back, you guys. You know, I guess this is a pretty decent spot for business all of a sudden, because used to be it was real bad up here, you know? I'd be here and just wait and wait and wait. Sometimes it gets real cold, like I was telling you before, and stuff like that. So anyway, you buying anything or what? I don't know. Am I buying anything? What is this? They're getting banished. The bearer returns in a burst that draws in nearby adversaries. Is that like a one-time use thing, or what's the deal here? Oh, and I can buy the other ring. I got that one thing that I was trying to get for forever, right? Cost 200 coins. Someone's probably wearing it. Yeah, while carrying the orb, they move faster. Yeah. Could be useful for baiting? Maybe. Like, my question is, like, after being banished, the bearer returns in a burst that draws in nearby adversaries. So, every single time they're banished, that exile just returns immediately? Or whenever their timer runs out and they do return? It's just, like, confusing in that element, in that way. Every single time? Yeah, that's what I'm reading into it too, but, like, I just don't know. Just don't know. You get the ruined band. Be saying, you guys. Downside diseases.
Ailments in the downside often give no warning when they strike. Those who keep moving and make no attempt to settle, they reduce their risks. The afflictions come in multiple varieties. In the bogs of flagging hands, a pallor tends to sink into the skin, and then into the mind. A nauseating sea of solace north of there is difficult for some to tolerate. Very hot or very cold environs bring their own specific side effects. My coat is not as lustrous now. My fangs are long. Like all aspects of the downside, all these ailments share a purpose, to test your body, mind, and spirit. They only appear to harm. Accept them, surpass them, move on.
How long is this game? It said 11 hours to beat on how long to beat. We'll double check that because I'm playing a bit now. How long to beat Pyre? How long to beat says 11 hours. 21 hours for completionist. A leisurely main story playthrough is 15, almost 16 hours. It's definitely, it's paced pretty well in that, like, the first time getting up to this took a while, and then now, like, I'm already on my third freeing attempt now. Getting to the first one took a long time, but now these are going by quicker and quicker, but they're still adding stuff, which is wild. Especially, like, lore elements.
Again, you've reached the fall of Solium, where one among you could go free, provided you prevail against the withdrawn in the liberation rite.
Reader, we would ask a moment of your time.
We have to talk. As darkness falls, the minstrel and Wolfred pull you aside.
We have some news that is, depending upon how you look at it,
Potentially unfortunate. The lone minstrel directs your attention toward the dark night sky.
The stars are fading.
and then something like this happens, where it could completely change the course of the next, like, rounds, where maybe 5 people will go free this time or something. Who knows?
It's true. With the advent of the Titan stars, visibly fewer stars seem to be shining than ones you saw in the sky above.
Yes, the stars themselves are vanishing. Why, I do not yet understand, but what it indicates is this. The rites are drawing to an inexorable end.
Light of the stars. Without it, the rites would be unable to commence.
Anyway, that is the bad news. The good news is there are a lot of stars to go. How many liberation rites remain, I do not yet know. The arithmetic is complicated. An estimation of the number of stars, the rate at which they fade, the accelerating rate at which we're being summoned here. Anyway, I'll work it out as soon as possible. For now, I felt that you should be aware. We can inform the others in due time. At the moment, though, they have this rite to think about. And so do you. Look forth. As the stars above begin to shine, Wilfred's words begin to sink in. It seems you have a limited number of chances remaining to liberate your companions, including this one now. Oh. Interesting. Horse-headed. Adversaries shall never be banished after plunging into your pyre. Absolutely not. You know what? Let's actually take this one off. Nope. 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 Let's take this one off for the liberation rite. Let's just do the liberation rite. Let's get out of here with a win. That'll be phenomenal.
Congratulations, reader.
Thank you.
It would appear the rites are drawing to a close. Doubtless the doing of that Orlek in all his bitter spite.
Ooh.
For now, your exiles have another chance at freedom here upon the fall of Solium. So too do your adversaries, the Withdrawn. They fought so very bravely for this moment. Whichever side prevails soon shall send one of its own into the warm embrace of civilization.
The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the withdrawn, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings.
The bog dweller Udmilda appears from the shadows and reaches for her mask.
We are known to be Witch Udmilda. Our adversaries, they are nothing to us, or the one we serve. We all shall be devoured in the coming age, an age of strife, wrought down by the fell wings and many seeing eyes of a Slash, the astral born.
You speak blasphemy upon the sacred site, Udmilda. If you value your liberty, then I suggest you cease your mocking of the scribes.
The scribes, they failed to stop Islash, and he shall rise again. As for ye Nightwings, ye are of no consequence in Islash's grand design.
She dons her mask once more.
Soon you shall return unto the land which Islash shall usurp, where we all shall offer him our blood and that of many, many others.
As for you, Nightwings, you bring darkness with you. What have you wrought upon the stars? Celeste, please. You do not know that what is amiss here. The Nightwings have come only to see that the liberation is carried out.
Yeah, I should change my my channel, my category to ASMR.
Indeed. Then make your choice, Nightwings. Who among you is to be anointed here?
Who shall return to glory?
Oh. I was hoping I could get Sir Gilman out. Why can she go, but Gilman can't? They're at the same level of enlightenment. What? I guess it's you? Because I'm not doing Tizo or Jadariel. Absolutely not.
So I'm getting my shot at all this, then. How very thoughtful of you, reader darling.
Who shall stand with her? Jodariel.
As you will, reader.
Who else shall stand? I refuse. I can't say goodbye to Tizo. It's gonna be too sad. I'm very curious what it's going to look like when I get down to only like 3 people at this. Because if I only have 3 people left, then one of them is going to have to go, and then I won't have a triumvirate anymore. So I'm very, very, very curious what that is going to end up looking like. Gilman got blessed.
Tizo is my boy. Shay would be helpful. I think I'm going Gilman.
Sir Gilman.
By this knight's honor, he shall fight with all of his might.
Very well.
Soon, Slash, very soon we shall release thee. We shall release thee, and as for ye, Nightwings, we have much in store for ye.
Commence.
Oh. Oh, that's what is happening. Go Gilman, go Gilman, go Gilman, go Gilman.
First blood.
Easy. Oh, nope. Let's keep going. Keep this going. Oh, that was dumb on my part. That was very dumb. Oh, oh, no, nope, that was dumb. Ooh, down to 50 already?
Slash, we invoke thee, for we seek thy ancient strength. Befoul our enemies within thy blood. Damnation to the Nightwings, damnation to the Scribes.
The invocation of a Slash, your adversary, which Ilmilder's curse shall summon forth dark pools of banishing ichor, wheresoever any forth dark pools of banishing ichor, wheresoever any exile is banished here this night. That doesn't sound good. Okay, we'll just keep going with that plan. Hamatha, 200 points damage to the pyre. Five points left. Oh, so close. Yeah. Oh, that's not
Wherever
good.
did the Nightwings go?
That's not good. Don't do it.
Your pyre cannot take much more of that.
Yikes. Oh, I got stuck. I got stuck. Oh, no, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh, yep, that was dumb of me. Oh, you snap, crackle, and pop.
The withdrawn have proved their worth. It could have been you, Nightwings, but alas. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the Scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the withdrawn shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Mm-hmm. Is permanent. Things always went our way, then none of us would have been here in the first place, right?
As promised, slash, thy will shall be fulfilled, thy hunger sated. This land in which the scribes bound thee, in thy imprisonment, it gave us strength, which we shall use in service of thy will. Thy patience with us, thy forgiveness, we give thanks. And as for them, Richard Milder slowly turns toward all of those in witness of her victory. Ye who stood against us, know that his slashes shall not forgive ye, nor shall we. We now return unto the lands above to sow for him the future which he seeks, and they, the fools above, shall merely call us mad. Their time, of course, shall come. With that, Richard Milder plunges into the waters of the shimmering pool and disappears. Yet still her dry voice reverberates across the mountaintop.
Godspeed, Milder. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may yet continue for a while.
Why did their first attack against me do 50 damage? That's what I primarily am like, what happened there? Like why was that a thing that they could just do all of a sudden?
The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours.
That's not how I wanted that to go. I think it's break time, so I can go scream into a pillow now. Get up, stretch, use the bathroom, do whatever it is you gotta do. And we'll be back in a little bit. See you soon.
Before the salt and roiling sea, the moon began to cry. The valley ran with sorrowful tears and filled the waters high. The misty morning over the brine belies a leaden sky. The stars all hide away from the chill until the evening rise. place where Plurna scuttled her foe. The doomed ship still resides. The Titan met her end on its prow, forsaken by the tides. In death she leaves her stain on the place. The tempest never dies. Her final throes and shivers and shakes 1,000 years gone by. Oh, oh,
Hello. I've returned. I am doing so great now. Everything is good. Time for more video games. On the plus side, Udmilda's gone now, so I don't have to keep trying to pronounce her name or speak in her voice, ideally. Back at the Black Wagon. It's a very, very salty reader. Very salty reader. After the outcome of the liberation rite against the withdrawn. An unfortunate result. This knight is most dismayed.
Although you did not succeed in liberating Panatha, there is some consolation. The rite shall continue, and before long, you shall have another chance. Then Wolfred asked the group to gather. You sense you know what news he is about to share. Everyone, I must apologize to bring such news at this late hour, but I felt that you all would wish to know as soon as possible the context of our plan has changed. He looks about at everyone before revealing to them that the stars have revealed to you both. The stars above are disappearing. They seem to just be fading away one by one, for reasons that the scribe alone may know for certain, though we all may harbor our suspicions. See for yourself if you have any doubts about this is so. A hush falls over your companions, all exhausted from the rite, and now stunned into silence. If this phenomenon continues unabated, and we have every reason to believe it shall, then the rite shall cease when the stars no longer shine. Permanently cease, that is. Your companions exchange glances. You sense negative emotions rising. Confusion. Fear. Before, I gave you the impression that, should the Nightwings not prevail in a liberation rite, there would be other chances. This remains so. However, our chances now are numbered. The exact number I have yet to ascertain. But, to be quite frank, there are more of us than we have chances left. So the thing is, I still have Pamatha, so I wouldn't lose Tizo. I would just have to rush back and hope that I still have some liberation rights left to get him out. You sense your fellow exiles are beginning to realize what this means. I know this must be difficult to hear, but it is not to be a cause for panic. Our plans remains essentially unchanged. We shall take which opportunities arise and return as many as we can. I urge you all to take whatever time you need to think this through. At dawn, we shall head south again to Moonlight Alcove. We can discuss this further then. Now please get some rest. Our path grows harder, though not insurmountable. Not while we stand together. We can still prevail. The group disperses. Some whispered in hushed tones. Others turn to their quarters, speechless. There will be time later to better understand this omen. It's true. Tizo will not be forever. I know this, but I like Tizo. Shay seems to be in a happy mood, though she always seems to be around Jadariel, who's listening to her with patience. So I would just look within the sallow caps each day break for the morning dew to drink, and once in a while I would find maybe a stream to drink from too. Though I don't get very thirsty sometimes too. I tried drinking tea sap once. It wasn't very good. Really, it was very bad, I guess. She seems to be discussing how exactly she managed to survive in the downside all alone for so long. Dariel watches her intently all the while. Food was harder to find usually because, this is embarrassing, but I tried never to harm a living thing, because it makes me very sad. But sometimes it's a way of things. I do understand. I do. And so I would eat as often as I needed to and tried a lot of different things to see if they were any good. Most of them weren't, though. But I got by. I learned to get by. I already knew how a little bit because back home where I came from, I had to get by there too. Here, well, it was harder, but it wasn't that much harder, really, anyway. Tizo or Shay? Tizo. Tizo easily. No contest. Jadariel remains silent for some time as Shay trails off. Then, she embraces Shay and holds her there, gently. Nah, Shay's fine. She's survived worse. Tizo is just on a tier above all the rest. Shay lets out a breath, but says nothing either for a while.
Shay, may I ask you a question? Question of you.
Me? Oh, of course. What question is it?
How old are you? Do you know?
Oh, I'm 19 years old. That's how old I am, I think.
Truly. And you have seen a lot, in not a lot of time. Know that what you have achieved is a feat. I have known seasoned soldiers who could not have lived through this experiences you have described.
I am thinking about picking Tizo next so that he can go free. For sure now, with the stars fading. Oh, really? Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. We've seldom seen Shay look so joyful as this moment. As for Jadariel, you could count on one hand the number of times you have seen a smile play across her lips. You leave them to their conversation. On kinship.
Each one of us within the 8, besides the imp Haub, we would have perished in the downside had we not found each other and, together, formed our union. Here, in the downside, all are bound, but that which binds us here does have some latitude. We chose the bond of kinship. Our exile took precedence over our differences. The Empire, which had subjugated all our kind into a tense alliance, will give way to a society in which our differences are paramount. There may you embrace your ancient cultures, whilst jointly forming a great culture all its own. Next to mercy, it is kinship that shall form the bedrock of our commonwealth.
Onward to battle. Good morning, everyone. We are at the mercy of the stars, and none can say how soon they'll shine for us again. Let us recover for a while at Moonlight Alcove and decide how to proceed. Oh, that's right. I need to do that part first. And then continue. Bide your time. Just make yourselves as comfortable as possible here for the time, Nightwings. The rites ought to commence again before we know it. Until then, be well. Thus, you and your companions remain on the mountaintop, waiting for the stars to shine again. The cycle of the rites is ending. The news that Volfred and the Lone Minstrel revealed to you now threatens to disrupt the group's resolve. Who most deserves their freedom? Can there be any hope for your revolutionary plan to change the Commonwealth if too few exiles manage to return? These questions hang like a fog over you and your companions as you linger there on Mount Elodial. For now, the exiles of the Nightwings vow to stick together, for as many opportunities as they shall have. Many moons pass. One cold evening, Wilfred finds you off on your own. Well, my kin, it's time once more. Come see. Wilfred indicates the sky, and through the snow, you see that he is right. Soon all of your companions are gathered. Wilfred regards the group in his steady manner. As you all know, I have refrained from participating in the rites myself. This was a long-held choice of mine, for a variety of reasons. Chief among those reasons is so that I might direct our plan, free from unwanted attention, both from our adversaries here and those who would oppose us in the Commonwealth. Another reason is my past experience conducting the rites. It did not end on good terms. Before my time, the Nightwings comprised 3 exiles, Brighton, Erisa, and Orlek. Little Tizo was with them as well, still learning in their ways. After Brighton regained his freedom in the liberation rites, Nightwings took me in. A story for another time, but for one thing, I had capacity to read the ancient book. Anyway, but next we earned our way into the liberation rite. Orlek was anointed for return. He had long been an exile, and his horns were beginning to show. We prevailed. Little Tizo snuffed the accuser's pyre. Thus, Orlek earned his freedom. However, just as the shimmering pool was to engulf him, Erisa, she shoved him from the precipice and took her freedom in his stead. She perished, of course. Only the anointed can transcend the shimmer pool. But she thought the warnings were a myth and paid the price. She was always restless. I presumed Orlek perished too. To survive a fall from Mount Elodial, I was left alone. Subsequently, I made no attempts to reassemble the Nightwings, knowing that such treachery, such harm was ever even possible as part of this ordeal. I, frankly, still do not hold Erisa entirely at fault for what transpired. I hold instead the Commonwealth responsible for it put us in this desperate situation. And I resist the urge to think the rights may partly be to blame as well for pitting brother against brother, sister against sister. Wilfred breathes a deep sigh. Now I see that Orlek yet lives, at a time when our plan is already in motion, and even the stars are fading. Perhaps a signal that the scribes themselves know that the Nightwings are divided, and that they do not approve. But I choose to take it as a sign that we must act. The scribes have put us in a set of circumstances where each of us may rise to the occasion. The Nightwings and our plan need all but the help we can get, and so I have made a decision, which I wish to announce here to you all. In the name of the Nightwings, and Rita, by your leave, I would conduct the rites again. Long have my skills languished in the matter, I admit, although I trust I shall regain them soon enough. While I once vowed never to conduct the rites again, our present situation calls for all our resources to be brought to bear. So, if I may be of use during the rites to come, I shall avail myself. That's all. Now then, our leader shall determine where we are headed to come first light. Wilfred bows his head to everyone, while the others exchange looks, then, one by one, salute him in return. Find an exile for each of the different masks. Once more do several stars shine bright in the night sky, revealing several paths for you to pursue towards salvation. Oh boy. What are the options we have? Oh, not you. Not you. I don't want to deal with you now. The accusers again? I mean, I tried to face the accusers before. They had a good record, but still. It's so upsetting. Ooh, they're down to 1. Yikes. I think it's gonna be the accusers. Because I was trying to face him last time, and then Orlek decided to intervene because he's a jerk like that. I see it's time we met again with Lendel and the accusers. We can make for the pit of Millith at first light, my kin. Let us recover through the night for now. It is too late to do much else. Wants to talk? Let's go. I am itching for a win. What is this?
I do so hate to thusly contact you, O reader. Yet an awful rumor reached me recently.
Didn't realize there was a person
that you have within your retinue a traitor.
Don't do
to
this.
The Nightwings and the Commonwealth alike. But you would never harbor such a traitor, now would you? I trust your time within the downside would have taught you that.
What? It's not Tizo. You shut your mouth. How dare you? Absolutely not. You rise after a fitful night of slumber. Somehow, the voice, which thus far has reached you only in the rites, has found its way into your sleep as well. You shake free of it. The time at Moonlight Alcove has made everyone restless. The group is eager to set forth at your command. Let's get out of here. Let's just go. We're out. We're gone. We're leaving. This. While flying, interact with 10 different observation points. As the wagon soars across the skies above Waking Wood, you notice Wilfred appears lost in thought. You cannot sense straight away what he is thinking. Do not mind me, reader. It is simply that being here in this vicinity, it brings back a lot of memories and gives me much to ponder. I hid within these woods for many, many years, making preparations for our plan. I cast aside my raiments and became untraceable. There, I waited for the plan to germinate. So, it means a lot now to be here above that place at last. Quite the view, wouldn't you say, my kin? Leave me alone. I just want to go do the rites. Wilfred notes a powerful talisman is rumored to be buried here. Just a good supply of stardust. Or...
be the first time that I don't go with Tizo's choice. Good supply of stardust. Or powerful talisman. Let's see what this talisman is. You arrive again at the darkest corners of Flagging Hands, already anticipating the sinking feeling that comes with the place. This time, Bertrude has something to say for it. We shall show ye how to withstand the less pleasant qualities of this locale. She reveals various salves and minor enchantments to help to counteract the spirit-draining effects of the region. Soon everyone is feeling better, if but for the assurances. Let's go. I like hearing that. You... There. Where? Wolford appears to have finished sealing some sort of document. He smiles as you approach. Hello, my kin. Was just on my way out to make a drop. Report a bit of progress our supporters on the other side shouldn't like to know. It is not clear to you as yet exactly how Wolfred is able to communicate with agents in the Commonwealth. We have our ways of making certain that such messages manage to make their way to whom they need to reach, most of the time at least. It's not exactly the most dignified of methods, but the messenger imp is as hard-working as the rest of us, or dare I say, more so. Most imps lack the capacity to do their job. They are, of course, cannot traverse the outer boundaries of the downside, but they can squeeze much closer than any of us. Wolford offers to tell you more of this process. It seems that he has been using certain imps to relay messages to his agents in the Commonwealth for some time now. From that point, we depend on certain other means. A trafficker like Ruki would likely be familiar with. Then my agents intercept the message as they arrive. The messages are coded in the off chance they reveal themselves before unwanted eyes. But even still, my agents put themselves in great peril there, supporting our cause and our plan. Could not ask for a more dedicated bunch. A shame we cannot meet them, separated as we are. If we succeed in our endeavors, it shall be thanks to no small part to them. They have identified hundreds of citizens grown loyal to their cause, found hidden corners where they can speak freely. Their goal is to grow in numbers while remaining safe. For we cannot resist the Commonwealth if too few citizens stand with us, whether due to apathy or fear or lack of willingness to see our nation as we do. Some of these agents I have known for many, many years, since long before my exile. Many were former students from my days of teaching Commonwealth doctrine. It was clear then who among us did not take the common view. These days I report to them our progress, and they in turn report theirs back. From that assessment, I update the estimation of our plan's success. Our chances of success increase substantially each time we liberate one of our own. But those loyal to us in the Commonwealth slowly gather strength regardless knowing our efforts. Thus do we inspire each other, not unlike the dynamics which I see among the Nightwings here. Now, good afternoon then, reader. I have a delivery to make. He strides out the wagon, bearing the sealed message. Afterward, a list of terms which you may wish to know. Unlock every chapter of the Book of Rites. Hey, I did it. As an exile of the downside, as reader of this book, and as conductor of the rites, you are engaged now in a cycle which has lasted since the dawn of this age. Here, within the part of the book, is offered summary of all key figures, locales, terms, and astral phenomenon you shall encounter, either first-hand or in passing on your path. To know the history of the downside and the rites is to prepare yourself to walk the path toward enlightenment, and then to liberty itself. Should you be free again, remember, reveal not the rites themselves, nor the existence of this book. Got it. Oh, I thought... Oh. Closing Band of Exiles. Banishment book, casting book, this very tome, or any of the precious copies which we together crafted. Rights, raiments, rank, reader, right, stamina, sigil. $69. I'm just kind of skipping over this because most of this we've already read through various means. Greater Titans. Golden Stars. And that should be it. We have made it through the entirety of the book. You and Wolfred venture into the darkness corners of the cold moat, along a circuitous path that takes you far enough away from the Black Wagon. My agent suggests that what we seek is somewhere very close, my kin. Perhaps we can already sense its presence. You can, after a careful search, you procure an artifact, either discarded by one witless to its power, or left there for the sake of someone such as you. Webbed Lanthorn. And after Bear banishes an adversary, a banished ally has a chance to instantly return. That sounds pretty good. You'll be liking the sound of that. Oh, what happened? Wagon comes to a sudden stop near a near miss with someone or something that got right in its path. At first you see no sign of whomever or whatever it was, but then a voice rings out from off the side of your path. A friendly yet somehow aggravating tone leaves little room for question of who it is. Hey guys, so maybe watch where you're going a bit more next time, I guess. You must have scared Dad after death. I mean, just look at him. It's good running into you like this because I got for you a really special deal. Got some pretty out there stuff on hand, and it's been slowing us a bit, to be completely honest here. Something about him, I don't know, but Dad just hasn't been himself. But once we open shop, why, these little numbers, they're gonna fly off the shelves. And you can have first dibs. All you gotta do is give us a lift, cause we're headed to the Pit of Millith, right? Just drop us off when you get there, okay? The Black Wagon does not provide for you the most spacious accommodations, but it may have room enough for Falcon Rawn. Barely, at least for the short remainder of your trip. On the other hand, you sense a troubling energy from whatever strange artifacts he is transporting right now, and wonder whether you should get involved. We'll give him a lift. Though your fellow exiles exchange cautious looks, you invite Falcon Rawn to climb aboard. Oh, great, thanks guys. I'll just squeeze right in, he does not. Dad, come on, put your back into it already. Eventually, Falcon Rawn manages to get on board as you prepare to set forth again. After what felt like an interminable trip, during which Falcon Rawn did not even once cease to speak of matters relevant only to him, you reach your destination. Anyway, thanks guys, and remember what I said, these things I got here, you got dibs on them if you come to visit me and Dad, that is. Now I'll be going, so see you. Whether from Falcon Rawn's ceaseless dribble or the ill effects of his cargo, everyone left feeling out of sorts. -5? That does suck a bit. But it's not the end of the world. Hey guys, thanks again for helping me and Dad back there. We really owe you one, and so as promised, I got something really, really good in stock for you right here. Pauses for dramatic effect. Then, he reveals to you several artifacts. Plus 100% more stamina than usual, but cannot grasp the orb. After getting banished, Bear either returns with infinite stamina or as a fast-moving howler. Bear aura remains while grasping the orbs, but cannot be cast. Emanate with energy that cannot possibly be completely healthy. Nice, huh? You guys got first dibs on these bad boys, and I can tell you what, they're gonna go fast. That is very interesting. I'm not gonna give Gilman that, so we can just sell that. How much are these? 16, 11, and 23? Yeah, we're just gonna pick up the lot. Hey, you guys, I know you're the starting customers now. You enjoy that one, okay? And remember, I still got others too, and you can buy them if you want. Oh, these ones, they're real popular, so no refunds on those guys, you understand? But they are real good, so there's no chance you're gonna want to pawn them off. Gimme. Yes. Want them.
We'll just leave that for now. Black Heart, Black Hoof. Oh my gosh. What? Is that all of his, like, built up enlightenment? Publishing Insurrection, 9 years exiled. Alright. Tizo, you're not getting one. Earns a reward. You get the black card. You can get the hoof. You can't have the claw? Oh wait, no. No, you get the claw. My bad. I gave you the right one? Yeah. Okay. What do you get? Get that for now. For now, we'll do that. Tell all your friends about us, because I already told mine. How does there a page reveal? I thought I got all the pages. There is simple pleasure to be found in foraging about this place. Easy for a cur to say, of course. Though barren looking to the naked eye, the downside has its share of semi-hidden treasures waiting to be found. It was a nose for treasure, after all, which drew us here. Certain types of artifacts found in this place would fetch a reasonable sum in soul, whether because they shine with inner light or due to other special properties. I have observed that stardust, freshly fallen from the heavens, sometimes glimmers in the afternoons. I have not found a use for it yet, although because it brings me faith, perhaps I have indeed. Let's do it. Let's get a win. Here among the soiled grounds of the pit of Millith, you await the signal of the stars. There is no sign, yet, of the expected adversaries, the accusers. Then the little imp Tizo flutters up to you. Tizo cautions you that he had some history with your next adversary, Lendel. Tizo seems to be indicating that Lendel has a personal vendetta against him. But before I can explain anything further, the stars begin to call to you. So Tizo's coming, and he's gonna issue the smackdown upon these guys. Oh, we got another Titan. Who we got here? Adversaries each shall deal an additional 5 damage to the Pyre. No, thank you.
Reader, or should I say deceiver? For I detect another exile in your ranks. The exile Volfred Sandalwood himself, that cursed sap.
Yep, he's here.
I ought to have known he was behind all this. He has no love for our sacred tradition.
Nope, I don't think he does.
You would heed his poisoned words over mine own?
I don't even know who you are.
I thought that we were friends.
Again, I don't know who you are.
Let us return to a more formal distance.
Okay. Your companions are assembled and ready for the rites to commence. However, there's still no sign of your adversaries, the accusers. Little imp Tizo screeches something, cautioning you to stay alert. But then, someone leaps forth from the shadows. He grabs at his mask. Aha! Caught you, you miserable beast. I knew it. After all this time, I knew that you were still among their ranks. Tizo is angry to have stumbled into an apparent trap laid for him by Lendel. Silence, friend. You robbed me of my freedom, my dignity.
Your evil shall be ended here and now, and you Nightwings shall not deny me thus again. Come then, my accusers, where we face again none other than the spawn of the accursed imp Haub the Swallow. Let us show him that he is a disgrace. He's a whistle something angrily back at him. I spout. Whatever transpired between him and Lendl in the past, Lendl evidently has not let go. It's a sprout. She was napping a whole bunch all day today. Oh, okay. This is just the reader, my kin. Let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to the rites, a tradition that I had once disavowed. And now that I have done the arrangements, the voice knows I am here. It is no matter really, for our plan is well in motion. All that remains for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task as best as I can. Let us see whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use.
And there he is at last, alive and well. I know that you can hear me, Sandalwood. You're causing quite a stir out in the Commonwealth. You plant your little seeds of discontent. Know that your designs at sowing chaos shall not be tolerated here.
Wilfred is banished. His
Good
sapling
evening
expires.
to you.
De Vertebra. Now then, Lightwings. I look forward to conducting with you all. If and when, of course, the reader calls for us to stand as a triumvirate again.
Who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name?
Ashen Coal. Dinner's Pyre has no more adversaries. A bearer deals bonus damage. Okay. Let's bring Tizo. Let's bring... Bertrude. Who else are we bringing?
Wolfred. Bertrude. It is done.
This is my fault, Tizo. I was so inexperienced back then. I should have pitted you against Lendl to begin with. I never should have pitted you. Nightwings, a wicked fiend you serve as an affront. Denied my rightful freedom. In my moment of triumph, I shall never forgive him or any of you. It's okay, we got this.
Now begin.
Nope.
Goes Lendl.
No, what?
Be to the scribes. Careless.
Okay. Oh, no.
Wings Pyre is the first to falter.
That's upsetting. There we go.
Everything.
Single aura cast.
Blessed be.
Let's do this. Let's get this back. Hold still, you misbegotten little pox. We're not finished with you yet. Tito utters at Lendl a slew of absolute worst imp profanity. Curses cannot possibly affect me any further, you foul spawn. You have taken everything from me already. But if I am to be trapped in this forsaken hole with you for the remainder of my days, then I shall see to it that yours shall be as doleful as my own.
That Lendl certainly enjoys a rousing speech, though talk means nothing in the rats.
Ah, dang it.
Foul.
Oh, I disagree entirely. Well, that's not ideal.
Poor Lendl.
Ah. Oh, that's
A
cheating.
shameful outcome.
A very shameful...
Your Pyre spiders.
Boy, I am not good at this game.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Okay, okay.
Spectacularly done.
It's okay. It's okay, we can come back from this. We can come back. There we go.
Purifying flame.
Just keep up that momentum. Keep...
This is the path to glory.
Oh, I disagree so much. Oh my gosh.
Zap. Poor Nightwings.
No.
Your Pyre sputters. A show of strength from the Nightwing's opponents. Glory to the scribes.
Glory to the scribes.
Once more like that, and we are finished here.
Come on.
Better than that. Glory to the
I
scribes.
keep trying to sprint with Volfred, but he doesn't sprint, he teleports.
And it is done.
Is it done? Oh,
The
jeez.
Nightwings prevail. Their adversaries came ever so close.
They did. They came way too close. Way closer than they ever should have.
Ceremony is complete.
Tizo is very pleased that you prevailed, but wishes to make a quick exit at this time. You got it, Tizo. Blast! Where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp. It's a monster in disguise, a fiend. Come close, come forth to torment me until the day I die. Lendl storms off in a fit of anger. Tizo reappears once the coast is clear and expresses his gratitude again. What Lendl said before, if Tizo truly is a descendant of Haub the Swallow, then he has quite the legacy to live up to.
The 8 scribes bless us with their ways. That Volfred always was a little slow to pick
Been a while
things
since my
up.
last outings in the rites. Thanking for your continued patience as I recollect the way. Well, a sapling shall automatically spawn near his pyre until he returns. I like the sound of that. Once per right, if Volfred adversaries extinguish his pyre, it is restored to 10 instead. I like the sound of that. Tick Sprout Volfred may remotely detonate his sapling in an aura burst. Testing, Volfred's sapling spawns faster than usual and gains a larger aura. I like the sound of that. While Volfred and his allies are banished, adversaries are slowed and cannot use abilities. Shields his allies as well. Permanently gains +5 hope, hastening how quickly he returns. Volfred adversaries extinguish his pyre, it is restored by 40 instead. It stacks with similar effects, so it would go to 50. I think that one and then the right
of
one.
old 100 Miles. Gertrude's lust for knowledge becomes manifest.
The strange designs of the 8 scribes, the everlasting sorceries are strong within this land. We shall yet make further use of them, we think.
Wide angle. Yes, I think I wanted that one. That one's pretty nice too. I should have taken that one instead.
Until
it's okay.
the next
We'll get it next time.
round.
We will get it next time.
Back at the Black Wagon, you are taking some time to recover after triumphing over the accusers in a close contest when Wolfred appears. The Nightwings are in capable hands these days, my kin. Thank you for your continued efforts, given all the challenges we face. The rites may be ending, but we shall have time to achieve our plan, especially if you continue to prevail like that. Come, let's see whom we shall square against when next the stars align. Stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward.
Who to take on next?
Aub, the Midnight Star.
Ooh, the Essence. Don't want to take on you. Do we take on the Dissidents or the Essence? I feel like I want to do the Essence for the lore. To learn more about Pamitha. Oh, it's this location again. Keep forgetting that.
Stars reveal to you a path toward the Hulk of Ores, where the rites shall soon continue. Come morning, your travels shall continue. For now, everyone must rest. Izo has seemed somewhat... Hello? Yes, bro. Less cheerful since his run-in with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches you, waiting for you to hear him out. Izo seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. Izo understands full well why Lendl is angry with him. While Tizo does not like Lendl as a person, he recognizes nonetheless that he denied his freedom. Was a liberation rite. He did what he felt necessary. He wanted to help his friend go free. Nonetheless, he still feels a certain guilt and regrets that the rites force exiles into such situations. He falls silent for a while. Whether the 8 scribes ever indicated for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain. Then, Tizo is grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes created the rites with good intentions. He promises to keep doing his best to live up to the legacy of the scribes. He bounds up into the rafters with some of the other Trivimps. Regardless of whether he truly is a descendant of Haub the Swallow, surely the scribes would have been proud of him. The accusers, formed under Golathanian, he is a big man. He values justice and loyalty and steadfastness. Golathanian, he says that the accusers take their name from one of his most accomplished legions from his former military days. All among them, in fact, served the Master General at one time. They represent the stoutest-hearted people for the Empire, whom held true to Muir and Golathanian to the end. Golden colors of their raiments are reminiscent of their old shining armor in its claim. Ever shall they seek out those who are the truest spirits and the strongest sense of purpose to replenish their ranks.
Sprout, are you going to replenish their ranks? Oh. Oh, it was that location. Whoopsie. Whoopsie doodles. Current to the Hulk of Ores is teeming with fish. It believes the 8 scribes shall bless you here. Ametha thinks this may be a more restful current toward the Hulk of Ores. Light takes you near where you reached past Stormwall into Deathless Tempest. With the climate and downside intensifying, you wonder if the storm has spilled forth from its confines and started to ravage other regions of land. More restful currents. 8 scribes shall bless you. Let's do restful currents. That sounds nice.
seeks Bertrude.
Eterni talosestas.
A scribe trial.
Jare agitensa.
Need not ask me twice. Simply verify which one of yours shall be the subject of my scrutiny.
You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Bertrude.
Purgesempta talosestas.
The old bog crone, then. She does have some potential, I should think. More so than most of those with whom you share the little residence. Then, let us bring her forth.
Soon Bertrude appears, in heat of the summons.
We sense that thou hast need of us.
The person Sandra appears and unfastens a mask.
Listen well, crone. You answer to me here. How very eloquent. May your vast experience exceed your knack of pleasant conversation. I trust that you shall have little trouble here without the benefit of your more communicative friends. Now come.
Oh, a bunch of speedsters. Oh, that's a great start. Okay. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it, I'll take it. Yep, I sprinted too much. Oh my gosh. Ran completely out of stamina. That is my fault entirely. Just one more.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, come on, I was there. Boo. Yeah, you won. Good job.
Simple test, undeserving to be called a challenge.
I to fail you just for gloating, crone. Those are not my rules, and your performance was sufficient. Thus, you have passed my test. Congratulations are in order to you and to your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Thanks.
Oh, I don't know why I keep going back to the Hulk of Ores too. I hate this map.
Good riddance to the mothy wraith. Show us then what trinket she bestoweth upon us.
Miller's tail. Bertrude's blast pierces through solid objects. Yo. And arrived in the boundless waters of Ragged Rock, you find yourself lost in thought, watching the horizon. Then,
Call it a day, reader darling. Come morning, the sea will be just as you left it.
Amatha leads you back to the wagon's cabin, where the others are waiting. Together you share an entertaining conversation, a decent meal, courtesy of the lone minstrel, who caught a fresh catch earlier. Thus one hope, the next right. Yes, there's only one option. Messenger Imp appears before you in the murky waters of Sea Solaris, bearing news and rumors of the other side. You learn what happened to the disturbing witch Udmilda, who you first encountered in Flagging Hands, and later in the Liberation Rites, where she at last prevailed. Thus did she return unto the Commonwealth, where all her hideous transgressions were forgiven and forgotten. She but laughed, invoking oath to the name of her patron Islash. She subsequently fled into the southern bogs, and has not been seen since. There she remains, doubtless plotting profane acts against the very fabric of the world. As for the exiles of her triumvirate, the withdrawn, after delivering their master,
they dispose to Ada in whatever she intends for next. You shall not face them in the rites again. You thank the messenger imp for delivering this information. How much of it is true, you cannot know for certain. The imp declines your offer for a place to rest and hurries on its way.
That's so good for her. Love that for her.
As you guys, good, because I was just thinking I could use a customer real bad today, just in general, you know? Good this time. What is this? Flame Leech. After dousing adversary's pyre, bearer's pyre recovers equal to 50% of the damage dealt. Need... Oh, I need a lot. Nah. Seeing you around then, huh? Yeah, we'll be seeing you. Remember finds you as everyone is preparing for the coming rite against the Essence. Despite this meaning yet another confrontation with her blood sister, she seems very calm.
I know what you're thinking, reader darling, so let me assuage any misgivings you might have. I'll be strictly business between me and Tamitha this time. Believe me. No, there's nothing I can do for her. I am nothing to her. I still can be of use to you all. I've got Tamitha in here, as I was tired of your kind throwing ourselves against Commonwealth lances. Maybe this plan of ours might finally ensure an end to all of that.
She flies off to join the others just as night begins to fall and ushers in the stars. Adversaries shall all return from banishment when all are banished.
No. Absolutely not.
The stars align, you exiles of the Night Wings. You are returned once more unto the Hulk of Oris.
Yeah, stop picking this map.
Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the Essence. Snuff out their pyre's flame and show your worth. Now prepare yourselves.
Okay.
Once more does this Commonwealth filth darken an already inauspicious night.
Tamitha remains steady alongside your fellow exiles and shows no response to being in the presence of her blood sister once again. Tamitha looks right at her in the entire time she speaks, but never once acknowledges her directly.
But there is no more need for any talk between our kind. We are forever at cross purposes. No further proof is needed than the circumstances under which we meet.
Tamitha does not acknowledge her. You sense only that she is focused on the rite, set to commence at any moment now.
Choose quickly your triumvirate.
Choose quickly? Why does it gotta be quickly? Let's bring Gilman. Let's bring Bertrude. Let's bring Shay.
Shay, very well.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Come forth, you Commonwealth scum. Sisters, show them no quarter.
Commence.
Whoa, what just happened?
Okay, cool.
Begone, Bertrude.
Oh, boo. What just happened? What just happened? What is happening?
Do oft go awry.
Oh, wrong button.
There.
What am I doing? what is happening right now.
That ought to wake you up.
I'm jumping. I hate this map so much. Come on.
Don't. Tabitha has plunged
Come
into the
on.
fire. The orb is up.
There we
So it
go.
is.
Finally. Jeebus. Okay.
Blow
Okay.
against the adversary's heart.
This is where the comeback begins. Oh, what was that? What?
A burning flame to
I don't understand how Gilman's thing works.
absolution.
Nice. Perhaps all this is but a far-fetched plan of yours to lull us into a false sense of confidence.
By now.
What? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand how this game works so many times.
Better them than traitors such as you. The right is done.
Eggs of the Commonwealth, your pyre is ash, and your time has passed. This knight is mortified. Yeah, you should be. 4 months doth leave much to be desired.
Always is there greater knowledge to be gained. Sir Gilman's not as foolish as his lowly kind.
You know what, Gilman? Wider area.
Until the next right.
You felt the essence earlier this evening. There's little time for you to rest as yet. The night beckons, and the next rite reveals itself to be a vital one.
It's already time, reader. Come see for yourself. The coldness of the season now presents to us another chance.
Heads out straight away, and your fellow in turn.
Indeed, among the remaining stars, you see one which you're truly... blah, blah, blah. We know where we're going. We know what's happening. Let's just go. And I need to go up there and pick it. Didn't even look at who I'm facing. It's not like I have a choice in the matter. Already are the Nightwings summoned back to the Mount Elodial. Picture the rites as the wheel broken free from the Black Wagon. It is turning uncontrollably and soon shall reach a sudden stop. We should have several chances left for someone to go free, either us or else our adversaries, but not both. What is at stake each time is further complicated now, I must admit, knowing that we have so few opportunities remaining. Those whom we send back into the Commonwealth, should our plan somehow fail, they may look back upon their exile in fondness. So returning to the Commonwealth is not inherently a mercy, I don't think. Moreover, there are also those among us who we count on to prevail in the rights. We need them in the Nightwings just as much as we need them in the Commonwealth. We cannot simply grow our numbers here, given the circumstances. And so, who stays, who goes, these choices affect us all. No pressure there, my kin. Now, don't know about you, but I shall go and take my leave for now. Let us set forth again at daybreak.
Who wants to talk now? What's up, Tiso? What's up, bud? Find Tiso there in the Black Wagon, looking rather more despondent than usual.
When you attempt to reach out to him, he barely acknowledges you. Indicates that he wishes to be left alone right now. You almost run into Shay as you turn to leave. I'm sorry, Reader. I was just wanting to come back to check on little Tizo there. I think he might be taken ill or something. Further inspection, it occurs to you that Shay perhaps is not off the mark and that Tizo is unwell for some reason. Come on, Tizo. You're going to be alright. You might be the smallest one of us, but I think you're the toughest. Though, Mr. Dariel, I think she's very tough as well. Tizo appreciates the kind words, but still wishes to be left alone at this time. Oh, don't be silly, Tizo. You know I won't be doing that, don't you? Shay turns to you for a moment, lowering her voice. Reader, I think Tizo would like a little bit of privacy if you don't mind. Though, I don't mean to be rude. It's just, Tizo, well, I told him not to eat something, and there was this, well, I think it was a mushroom maybe, growing in the corner over there. So, I see Tizo sniffing at it, and he's always hungry, and usually I try to feed him, but this time I told him no, because I know my mushrooms, and whatever that was, I think it was a mushroom, but it wasn't one I know. Well, Tizo ate it anyway. Tizo corroborates Shay's recollection of what happened. So, anyway, I think what is going to be maybe, well, cough it up, I guess? I think maybe any moment now. Because when I ate things I thought were mushrooms around here, I coughed them up as well. They made me rather sick, kind of like Tizo over there. I hope that I'm not being inappropriate, because it's not polite, maybe. Oh, come to think of it, Tizo, why don't we go outside? Because then I won't have to clean up after you, like the last time when you ate something I said maybe you shouldn't remember. Tizo indicates he remembers full well and regrets not heeding Shay's food-related counsel. Oh, don't worry, silly. If you've taken ill, then I think you're going to be fine. Once you have the little walk outside with me, maybe you're very tough. Tizo's beginning to look better already. You're my best friend, Tizo. I won't let anything bad happen to you, or at least I'll try, okay? I don't think anyone could stop you from eating things, though. Then she snatches Tizo up in her arms and whisks him out of the wagon with her. You hear her call back to you over her shoulder. Bye, Reader. I'll make sure Tizo's alright, I promise, okay? Though the prospect of Shay administering medical assistance normally would give you a pause, Tizo seemed to be accompanied willingly enough. The two have shared a rather close bond since Shay first made contact with the group. For someone like her, who has lived alone for so long, the friendship must be vital. And as for Tizo, he must be impressed that a non-native of the downside seems to know her way around food safety even better than he. Continue. Take off. To the mountain. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Through the mountain. Secret, 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 secret. Once more we sail above the fall of Salim. The temple of the 8 scribes awaits us at the summit. None have seen the temple save for those worthy to conduct the rites there, myself and my counterpart Celeste. You may then wonder whence it came. The cycle of the rites has turned since the beginning of this age. Over its course, whilst waiting for the cycle's returns, some exiles thus paid tribute to the 8 scribes. I think the scribes may not have wanted such extravagance, or the carved effigies to them along the way, yet it is for triumvirates to decide how best to honor the rites. They chose to honor them as you see here. Now you remember this, of course, whether you even wish to do so. It is yours to decide. The scribes would not want otherwise. Where can I land? Shave favor. Tizo shall gain favor. Tizo. Nick landing upon Mount Elodiel, where Wolfred pulls you aside, while the others complete the post-flight inspection. He puffs on his pipe before speaking up. As you know, I now wear the raiments once again. This means that I myself may soon be worthy to regain my freedom in the eyes of the 8 scribes. Know, however, that it is not my wish to go just yet. It is true I could be of some benefit to the plan back in the Commonwealth, but I feel my place is here for the time being. Perhaps once the Nightwings are on a surer footing in that path, my time shall come. Those are my feelings on the matter. I wanted you to know. I shall, of course, defer to you. Our path is not to contradict the reader's will. Anyway, I trust that all of this, yourself included, shall find our freedom. If not soon, then by when all of this is over. Having completed the post-flight inspection, you and Tizo visit the monument of Trieste Tithys, here at Emperor's Ascent. Please tell great-grandfather I said hello, old friend. I hope you are all right among the stars. You must know why the stars are fading out.
Because none of us do, and some of us, I think, are beginning to feel afraid. Please grant us courage to press on.
Soon he finishes paying his respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Trieste Tithys has shown you favor. You shall soon ascend the mountain, but there is time now to pursue your vocations.
Speed ET's O. O rementoring. Shay.
Me? Oh, of course. Please tell me something I don't know, for there's lots of it. Sit down with Shay to go over some of the subtle aspects of the rites, such as the state of banishment and how to return from it. You sense she is beginning to understand.
Oh, when I think on it, I think I don't like being banished very much.
Do vocations 10 times. Tizo. Tizo seems to be in the midst of a conversation with the lone minstrel. As you approach the two of them, the little imp appears perturbed about something.
And above all, he was very, very loyal. Fiercely so, in fact. All throughout the land knew better than to underestimate him in spite of his little stature. In that respect, Tizo, and in many others, I might add, your great-grandfather was very much like you.
Tizo seemed to be asking the lone minstrel to confirm he is not playing some sort of prank.
I am being very serious. Have you known me to be jesting sort?
Tizo seems to be admitting the lone minstrel has always been sincere with him.
Just so. Then please do not denigrate yourself, for you are not only his heir, but you are my remaining link to him, and thus to all the 8. And more importantly, you are my friend.
Tizo is grateful to the lone minstrel for his kind words, and consider him a friend as well.
Nightwings needs you now more than ever.
The lone minstrel turns to you.
Is that not so, reader?
Heartily concur. Concur with the lone minstrel's assessment of Tizo as a most remarkable and irreplaceable member of the group. He is an extraordinary imp indeed. At this, Tizo rushes up to you and gives you an imp hug. Tizo is grateful for your kindness and your support of him. Tizo bounds off happily as the lone minstrel looks on.
And there he goes. Thank you indeed, reader. Tizo sometimes loses sight of all that makes him special, a quality uncharacteristic of his kind, not so much uncommon among yours. Once there was a time when he was the sole imp able to conduct the rites. Since then, however, other triumvirates have found imps with the capacity for it. They make for useful allies, no? More than willing to conduct the rites whilst having no desire to leave this place, although little Tizo does have dreams of visiting the Commonwealth. In any case, I am certain he shall continue to serve the Nightwings faithfully.
The lone minstrel bows his head on his way out, bidding you a good rest of your afternoon. Tizo! Well, we gotta take Tizo with us now.
Jadariel,
Hamatha. Well, we're taking Jadariel, Tizo, and I'm gonna try, hopefully, to get rid of Gilman. I really don't like Gilman. On road to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument to Luce Glorian, and Jadariel happens to take notice.
these scribes are quite predictable. The others are naive to think our opportunities at freedom were indefinite. So, now we have to make the most of every chance. Is that not so? Fail to see how that is any different than before.
Soon she has finished paying her respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Luce Glorian has shown her favor. +2 presence for Jadariel? Boom. Come on, Master. Let's go. You and your fellow exiles gather at the foot of Scribe's Gate, or an archway carved in the stone, where stands the Gate Guardian.
Greetings to you, Celeste. I see the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the cycle of the rites begins drawing to a close. The Nightwings accept this as the will of the scribes.
The Gate Guardian laughs at this, softly, for some reason.
And you, Tariq? Do you accept their will as well?
The minstrel does not answer her.
It is no matter now, Nightwings. Each of you shall come forth and state what it is you seek while crossing Scribe's Gate.
One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. You all pass through as before. When Wolfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him.
You. I see you wear the raiments once again. Explain.
The cycle of the rites is ending. Well, I do not know exactly why. I have my fears. One of my
contemporaries. He who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings. I remember well the contemporary whom you mean, and the Nightwings stand divided. Yes, and so I went the ringlets once again, in case that it may help to right his wrong. For I am Wilfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we all might stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side, and bring our freedom to the people there. She considers Wilfred's words for a moment. I see. Then move along. The Guardian of Scribesgate regards you all, then she beckons you onward. Eight scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Celeste. What is it, Tariq? The will of the scribes. Long have we both followed it. Think you would agree? In equal measure has it drawn us close as separated us. But their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer. No. I do not accept their will. You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gates no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on. Then may the scribes themselves admonish me. Until tomorrow night, Celeste.
Come on. We got this. We got this, we got this, we got this. When we reach the peak of Mount Elodial again, cannot help but reflect on whether one of your companions may go free this night, or remain stranded in the downside, as Pamitha did after last time. You don't gotta do it like that. You don't gotta... Wilfred looks up as you approach and smiles. I never thought that I would say such things, my kin, but it is good to wear the raiments and the rights once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides, the Nightwings of today, we are a very different beast than the triumvirate which took me in almost decades ago. Ours was a triumvirate of exactly 3, well 4 with Tizo, who proved to be an exception, though historically the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I have mentioned your predecessor, Brighton, and my former companions, Erisa and Orek. Perhaps naively, I had hoped my time with them would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. But seeing as our stories are now intertwined, do let me know if there is more you wish to learn of them. Erisa. Ask about Erisa, who you understood betrayed Orlak at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool. I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my kin. I suppose you ought to know something of Erisa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely by her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Erisa had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face. Such was the heinousness of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. He was fallen in battle on the blood border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cruel and detached. It was Erisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. One day, it was all too much for her, so when next he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again, and again, and again. When they came for her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast down into the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Erisa always was intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the High-Wing Harems, a great siege engine that could shatter the defense of the Commonwealth and forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Orlek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think that it was simply evil, nor do I think that it was personal. I often wondered, though, if in her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done and the depths to which she had fallen. For years, I must admit I hated her, but now my only hope is that she's found a peace untenable during her relatively short life in the downside and the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Erisa offers some perspective yet to those of us who have not made the same mistakes. Now then, was there something else? Inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Wilfred first joined the Nightwings. I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now, though for that matter my kin. So do you. He studies your reaction for a moment. Brighton was born wealthy, but not special otherwise. You would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Erisa and Orlek, who found in me a suitable replacement following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Orlek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me that I soon would hear of him myself. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book, which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice. Over looks to you, as if to see if you yet to take the meaning. You see, my kin, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, a new responsibility to the triumvirate which liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time, whensoever the stars align, it's his. He is no longer Brighton. He is now none other than the Archjustice Androbolus the Ninth himself. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their old triumvirates. They have much to thank them for, not just their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth, they do not wear masks or raiments simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public pasts are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they once were exiles too. Brighton, that voice. He has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well that we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the tradition of the rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic that one such a high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exile such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton for you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you'd wanted to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, whom else should we talk about? The only option remaining. Wilfred remained silent for a time. I was very, very sick, when I first landed on the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little much for me. It was Orlek who found me. He could not have known of my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician, intolerant of the sight of suffering of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you. A gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently, and those who, such as Orlek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed in his heart a yearning for an end to all bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the High Wing remnants. It must have gone about how you'd expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here, he regained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long, he grew to be one of the finest rite conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, whose roles in the triumvirates were later filled by Erisa and me. In time, Orlek's own opportunity for freedom had come up. He longed for it so that with his exalted status he might stand a better chance of negotiating peace. However, on the evening of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. Could not bear to think that he is gone. And now, I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still, part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I shall not be swayed against our plan, not by Orlek or anyone. As I've said before, we share a higher calling now. As for Orlek, he wants his freedom still, although I wonder if he still remembers why. Anyway, was there anything else, my kid? Nope. You bid Wilfred a good afternoon and leave him with his memories. My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, yet how much farther we have yet to go.
Hey guys, so I don't know what's going on up here with all them stars all acting weird and stuff, but let me tell you something. You ain't gonna find a better deal on all this stuff from anybody. I mean, anybody in Downside. You can trust me when I tell you that, okay? So go ahead, stock up. I think I'm alright for now, unless I can give something that is 30. Perfect. Yes. So we'll take this and replace it with this. And then we shall have that, and taking this off as well. Take this back. I'll keep that. What shall you get instead? Farther and faster. Perhaps. Taking you and you. Let's take this instead. And hopefully, thanks for stopping by, guys. Slug markets? I don't. Give me so much read. Just trying to get this last right done. There are natives of this land with some capacity for thought and oddly keen instincts for the mercantile. Suspicious creatures, but not disagreeably entirely. From time to time, we make exchange with them. They lust for coins for the imperial soul, though why they cannot say. We speculate it is a delicacy. It serves us little purpose here, whilst their slug market wares are something valuable. The creatures appear drawn to places where the heavens shine the brightest, perhaps because they know we are as well. What they want exactly is unclear. We taught them of our lands, yet they remain preoccupied with simpler things. No. No, I don't. Yep. Samtrafage. Once more, you have gained the fall of Solium. Yeah. Neither your companions are gathered here under the fall. They shall be counting on you. Indeed, as the cycle of the rites turns ever faster, so too is our plan set in motion. My agents in the Commonwealth are beginning to cause a bit of a stir out there, and word has reached high places that the rites are ending. This is our chance, though let us not despair, should victory elude us here. We shall make the most of whatever the scribes may have in store for us. That is to say, good luck, my kin. It's time. Why do you guys, like, say it like we're gonna fail? You don't need to be bringing that up. Or recover up to 5 each time they douse your pyre? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? I'm barely winning any as it is.
Once more, the Nightwings gain the summit of the sacred Mount Aladiel to conduct the liberation rite.
Whatever, Bolthold or whatever your name
The
is.
stars themselves abandon you. Make good upon these final opportunities, reader. This glorious age-old tradition coming to an end upon
I never
your
noticed
watch.
Celeste
I trust
and
your
the
adversaries,
Minstrel
the essence,
Never noticed
shall
them
not throw
before.
away this chance.
If they were even there before.
Choose now who may go free, should they unfortunately fail.
Who am I even facing this time? I was born in each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur the tribes and anointed one of the essence. Oh, the essence? Come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have to your adversaries, the Nightwings. Tamitha swoops down from somewhere and unfastens her mask. I am known as Tamitha Thane. I mean to return to my ancestral home and prompt to resume my responsibilities as flight tactician of the High Wing Remnants. A long stalemate against the Commonwealth shall soon be ended. Should I and several of my sisters manage to rejoin our clan, then our vengeance shall be swift and thorough. The quarrel with the country that cast you into exile is beneath the notice of the scribes, Tamitha Thane. Here you shall be judged under the stars. My quarrel with the Commonwealth is all that gave me and my sisters strength enough to reach this point. The scribes ought well take heed of how my people suffer. We are not weaklings anymore like your Trieste Tithys. We shall not fall in line with flightless fools and their naked attempts to subsume our heritage, our culture. Speak not again thus of the saint, or you shall be expelled, Tamitha Thane. Tamitha scoffs, then turns her attention toward your side. And Nightwings, as for you, the fury we shall imminently show is nothing in comparison to hatred growing for your Commonwealth in the mountains on the other side. She signals to her sister to ready themselves. You seek your freedom, but there shall be nothing save for devastation should you manage to return. Yep. Can you prepare your song, Tariq? Of course, Celeste.
Whom do you intend to liberate?
Oh, I can't bring Tamitha this time. Or Pamitha. Let's do this thing. Has this knight at last regained his honor? Let us now find out.
Who shall stand with him?
Then let us prevail against the essence and be done.
Tizo.
Tizo.
Tizo is more than willing to help Saguna get home.
Of course you are, Tizo, because you're best boy. The final obstacle to overcome here. I can soar again above the Commonwealth. Such a destruction I shall rain upon it soon. But first let us dance this final time.
Let's do it.
Commence.
Oh. Okay. Good start. Good start. We're not down under 100 yet, but the liberation rite continues. You sense Pamitha reaching out to you, or perhaps just reaching out to anyone at all.
Rita, someone, please. Let her prevail. Let her prevail. Please, let her prevail here this once.
No.
If this thought makes me a traitor, so be it. But please, let Tamitha prevail, for she is here, wrapped up in all of this because of me.
The plea trails off, and Pamitha remains steadfast, all her attention focused on the liberation rite. And as for Tamitha, prepare yourselves, Nightwings, and as for you, Pamitha, I await the outcome of this night, for it shall soon ensure that I may never have to see your smirking countenance again. Oh, okay. Oh. I don't like that very much. Okay, that's just unnecessary. You missed!
Hark now, my sisters, damn what the book says. Advance to strike formation. Prevail here against these wretches no matter what cost.
Disregard for the ways of the rights. Tamitha Thane has ordered her triumvirate to push further afield, adopting an even more aggressive stance for the remainder of this rite.
What does that mean?
They just get to start up there? What is this? Oh, come on. Get out of here with that. Come on. Oh my gosh. My depth perception is so bad. Get out of here.
The Worm Knight somehow did it.
Somehow did it? When?
I wonder, shall the Nightwings
Oh,
press
I
their
come
luck?
on.
Both banished.
Tizo.
Snuff of flame.
I'm talking about Tizo. Come on.
Flames grow weak.
My aim is so bad at trying to jump at them. Oh my gosh.
What the scribes ordered.
I'm hitting. Switch to the other character, please. I am hitting these buttons.
This is the road to ruin.
No.
And there it is at last. The essence proved their worth. The Nightwings, on the other hand, Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the essence
You're welcome, Pamitha.
shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
There's no room left for doubt that this knight's honor yet lies scattered all about these lands. Shall just have to go and search around for some more. Yep. Commonwealth fools. No fitting that the tradition such as this should spring forth from a culture such as yours. They ought to have put me to the sword, but no. They, in their arrogance, in their smug superiority, deigned reason that those such as I ought to be exiled instead. Here, then, we should live in penitence and learn the error of our ways. Shall lapse for once, though not with joy. Utter nonsense, and now they shall receive me open-armed and champion-forged by the precious system. Now shall use every waking breath to bring them all to ruin. Earns guards them respect. Not be bound by blood, but ours is a stronger bond than ever, even than that. May we soar together in the stars someday, and I swear to you the Highwing remnants shall survive. Farewell, sisters. She's gone. Farewell, sisters.
Godspeed, Tamitha Thane. The 8 scribes are watching from afar. By their grace, may the cycle of the rites keep turning for as long as possible.
Yeah. Good job, Tizo. Power, terrible and bridled fury seems to have awakened within Tizo. All in all, he seems very enthusiastic about it.
Until the turning of the stars, farewell.
Oh well, I would never could have give back to you the years of exile you spent, and I knew I never could regain your trust. But maybe now at least, I can start to live with myself again. Though how absurd. Might have doomed the Commonwealth, the High Remnants, and Tamitha, like... Yet once more, all I can think of is myself. I need a drink. And I am going to call it the moment it saves, which is right now. 2 lost liberation rights. Not very, very fun. I'll probably stream Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, as per usual. But streams are going to be getting weird. I am uploading VODs to YouTube. Check that out too. The link is in the description. I should probably make a command for that. But that is a later problem. Thank you to any and everyone who stopped by the stream today, whether you're here for just a little bit or whether you were hanging out the whole time, whether you were lurking or stopped by to chat with us. I very much appreciate you following my slow descent into the lowest brackets of the triumvirate rights. I don't think there's anything else, so thank you again, everyone. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
When the stars align, the rights shall come to bear. Illuminate the signs, the exiles shall be there. All are not the same, but three shall be